Lafayette plus 3.5 at American. American may seem like they have a significant advantage over Lafayette in this game, but when you look past the records, they really don't. Leopards 13-19, 7-11 in the conference. That's not good at all. American 19-12, 13-5 in the Patriot League. You may see American minus 3.5, see those records and be like, that is the play. But I don't think so. Lafayette's done a really good job keeping games close this season, 18-13 against the spread. And when you look at the KenPom rankings, these teams are pretty close. American's 252, Lafayette's 293, and they're virtually equal when it comes to defensive rating. Lafayette has the team to keep it close if they find their groove on offense because they are successful on defense many times, and that's been a reason they've been a profitable team against the spread. In their past 4 games, they've won 3 of the past 4. One loss coming to BU on the road, speaking of BU, by 2 points there. And then Alex Chaikin, a guy for Lafayette, has shot combined 48% from the field in both games against American this season. He's their best player. The offense kind of goes how he goes. If he has a decent one here, I think their defense is good enough to keep them in it and find a way to cover and potentially win outright. Big upset in the Patriot League as a road dog. So I'm going to be on Bucknell minus 6.5 here against Loyola. Loyola's coming off that home win the first round of the Patriot League tournament against Lehigh, and their rewards a trip to Bucknell to face the best team in the league. Bucknell's been fantastic this season. They're 2-0 against Loyola so far this year. It's really tough to beat a team 3 times, but I'm not super concerned here. One of those wins was a 12-point home victory, and then the other was a 3-point road win. Loyola is 311th in KenPom. Bucknell is 218th, so we almost have an 100-spot advantage there. And the Bison's most significant edge is on the defensive side of the floor, 125 advantage, 125-spot advantage in defensive rating. So Bucknell scores the most points in the Patriot League. Loyola's 7th. Loyola's got a really shaky defense, and when you combine that with Bucknell's ability to score, I just don't think there's going to be a lot of chances here for Loyola to cover. The way the game script's going to play out, I think Bucknell's able to score points. I think they're able to keep Loyola limited, limit those possessions, and find a way to cover the 6.5 number and move on in the Patriot League tournament. This is my favorite play of the night, especially if you're trying to look at a road dog here. Give me Purdue Fort Wayne plus 2.5. I'm going to sprinkle the money line as well here. 1-1 against Youngstown State this season. 9-point home win, 22-point road loss. They haven't beat the best. They've been the best team on the road this season overall. It's my one fear of playing them in this spot, but they still find ways to win consistently. 164th in KenPom. Youngstown State is 212th. They score more points and they shoot 47% from the field as a team. I think if they heat up in this spot, they're going to have a pretty not easy time here, but they're going to have a very successful game if they can find ways to score. Youngstown State, the last time they played against Purdue Fort Wayne, they shot 50% from the field. That's not really been their MO this season. I don't expect it to happen in this spot. Purdue Fort Wayne has the better offense, and they have the best player on the floor in this game in Jalen Jackson. Guard shooting 49% from the field this season. I believe Jackson in this team is going to be good enough on offense to win. Defensively here, if they can limit Youngstown State, limit those possessions, they're going to be in really good shape. And, I was waiting to see the result in that Michigan-Maryland game because obviously it had implications coming into this one for the Big Ten championship. If Michigan would have won, Michigan State would have needed to win, so that almost adds an extra factor to that game. But now, they have a big reason to win here because they can win the league outright in this game. I was also fighting for a Big Ten conference tournament bid, so that's a reason to say that Iowa may have something to play for here, but they're just not simply as good as Michigan State. Michigan State minus the 6.5. When you're looking at them in this game, one of the most dangerous teams heading into March Madness. They have the most money on them to make the Final Four on DraftKings, and they've been ripping off quad 1 wins like it's nobody's business. They're fantastic, and they really haven't been getting a lot of production from their best player in Jaden Akins. If he starts to turn it up, especially as we get to tournament time, this Michigan State team's extremely dangerous. But when you're looking at them against the Hawkeyes specifically, Iowa just doesn't have the team to keep up with them. Iowa's 73rd in KenPom. Michigan State is 9th. And the way that Michigan State has been playing defense lately, relentless. They are keeping teams off the board. And if you do that, you're going to give yourselves a chance to win, especially when you factor in how good Michigan State's offense can be at their peak here. So the defense, though, is going to be too much for Iowa in this game. I don't think they're going to have enough possessions. I don't think they're going to be efficient enough just to keep up in this game. I expect this one to be over at some point early in the second half, and Michigan State goes on to win the Big Ten.